Hi cuties, I hope you guys are doing so well. So today I have something that I think is really exciting. So Five Angelus, I was like calling it Five Angels in my last video. I think it's Angelus. So anyway, Five Angelus came out with new lengths and shapes of their Tipex Instant Apex full cover tips. So the ones that they just came out with are short square and long square. If you don't know, previously they only had long coffin, and I was saying it would be really amazing if they could come out with different shapes and different lengths in the future, and here we are, we've made it. They're starting to come out with different shapes and lengths, which is really exciting. So let's just get into using these bad boys because I'm excited. I'm definitely way more excited about the long square, so I'm gonna open these first. At least they sent them in like a little baggie this time. And this one doesn't come with many, but there's so many different size options. My goodness. Ooh, these look so nice. Oh, I love the square shape. I love the square shape. I do also love the coffin shape, but yes. Oh, I'm really excited about this. So we've got the long square, and now let me break into the short square because I know some of y'all definitely prefer your nails short, and I totally understand. Something about me is I do really love long nails, obviously. I think my favorite size is probably the size I did for like this last set over here. If you didn't see it, it was like the Vetsy subscription box. And they had like extra long coffin full cover tips in that box. And I love that size so much. But every once in a while, I do prefer to have on some little shorties just to like change it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So here's the short. They're like super short. So you can have some strong little short nubby extensions, you know what I'm saying? I definitely wish that they had the stiletto shape as well, and I cannot wait for them to hopefully go even longer with the extensions. I'm hoping that since they started to branch out a little bit in length and shape, that they're going to continue to branch out. So these shapes and lengths are already available on Amazon as well, and I will link them down below. Let's go do some nails with these because these square full cover tips just look so nice, and I need to put them on my nails right now. Okay, so I'm gonna be working on my right hand today. Obviously, I didn't finish removing the previous set from my left hand. I was gonna do that and then I just didn't, so just ignore that. Yeah, but I did remove my previous graffiti nails from this hand, and here they are, because if you'll remember, I did actually use my Jello peel off base coat when I did this set, so I was able to just fully remove them, but I was also able to rip off multiple layers of my natural nail and endure a lot of pain. It was very extremely frustrating, and I was very angry. So my nails were looking pretty bad, and I was really sad because I had just gotten this hand to a point where all my nails were looking really healthy and nice. And then the Jello just fricked them up. Just ended their world basically. So what I did is I actually applied some IBD hard gel in a top coat because I think I'm going to try to keep this IBD hard gel on here and not remove it at all, because usually I use a rubber-based gel, and I do actually end up removing it every single time I remove my set and then reapplying it, which hasn't been a problem. But since my natural nails are in just like such a fragile state after that Jello peel off base coat, I just went ahead and put a hard gel on and made sure that they were all really nice and prepped so that there's no lifting. And I'm just going to file down to this hard gel every time and fill it in for a while. So yeah, I just wanted to explain what was going on over here and why I had a hard gel on instead of a rubber-based gel like I usually do. So I'm actually going to start with my e-file and my mini mandrel, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to rough up the top coat to make sure that the surface is all roughed up, but to also remove any extra bulk that the top coat added so that it's easier to apply the tips. Spray them with some isopropyl alcohol, scrub away the dusties. And then even though the isopropyl alcohol does dehydrate them, I'm gonna apply some dehydrator as well. And then this time I'm actually also going to apply the primer just because I feel like it and just because I feel like I might end up leaving these nails on for a little longer. So I want to make sure they're extra secure. And I'm just going to be a little bit more careful when I'm applying the primer because you don't really want to get this on your skin. And I don't need to apply any base coat or anything like that just because I already have hard gel on my nails. And base coat is really just to help gel stick to your natural nail, but gel will stick to gel fine as long as you buff it. So now it's a time to apply the tips. Ooh, I probably should have sized them out before my nails were all sticky with primer, but oh well. I'm just gonna size these out real quick. The interesting thing about these Tipex full cover tips is that even though they have like a built-in apex, the apex is actually built in like on top. So the nail itself, applying it is actually pretty flat. So if you have flat nail beds, these tips would actually probably be perfect for you. And someone actually asked me the other day what tips I would recommend for making press-ons. And I actually feel like these Tipex tips would also be really good for making press-ons just because they're pretty flat. So you won't have to use like a whole ton of nail glue to put them on. But at the same time, they're super sturdy because they have that built-in apex, so you're not going to have to worry about them breaking or anything, and you could probably reuse them multiple times. So I've never actually tried making press-ons with these tips, but I feel like it could work really well. So if anybody tries that, definitely let me know how it goes. I definitely should have sized these out before I put the primer on because I think I'm gonna have to do some filing around the cuticles because my cuticles are really round and the cuticles of these tips are very square. So I'm just gonna customize the cuticle area of these tips really quick to be a little bit more rounded so they fit my nails a little bit better. And since I have primer on my nails, I'm probably gonna get a bunch of dust stuck in them, which means we'll probably have to just wipe off the primer, but it's fine. And these tips are technically pre-etched because they're like half matte, but I always like to just go in with a little bit of primer as well, just for a little extra peace of mind, if you know what I'm saying, to make sure that they stick and hold really well. Although I'm a little bit nervous about them sticking too well now that I don't have a rubber base gel on my nails, because if I smack them into anything, that shite's gonna hurt really bad. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and wipe these nails off with some isopropyl alcohol before I apply any of the tips because I know a whole bunch of dust got stuck in that sticky primer that was on there when I was filing my tips. So yeah, I'm not gonna take any chances. It should be fine without the primer. These tips didn't come with any tip glue because it was just the tips. It wasn't the full like set. I'm not actually sure if they're selling the sets with these sizes and shapes of tips yet, but I'm sure that they probably are. Anyway, I do have some of this Tipex Instant Apex nail glue from the first set that I tried. So I'm going to use this to put on these tips. And I really like this one because it's super thick. And you know me, I like thick nail glue gel. Anyway, so I'm going to get out my handy dandy gooseneck lamp. Okay, this is gonna be probably a little bit tricky because my nails are already super curved and then I also applied hard gel on top of them. And like I was saying, these tips themselves are super flat. So I don't really have too much space to fill in at all. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of nail glue gel on here and spread it out. See if I did all right. I don't know. These are definitely not wanting to go on with the amount of hard gel that I have on my nails, I guess. Although like literally like it doesn't seem like that much, but I guess it is. Let me try again. Need a little bit more nail glue gel, I think. Okay, the nice thing is that this stuff is so thick that I can kind of just press it on and then try to wipe up all the excess because there's a lot of excess coming out because these are kind of hard to size out to my nails, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm definitely having a much harder time fitting these to my nail this time. I think it's probably because I have a layer of hard gel on, although I really didn't think that it was that thick, but that's fine. I'm definitely gonna have to fill this in a little bit afterwards, so whatever, I'll deal with that later. I'm just gonna put the rest of these bad boys on now, and I'm really hoping that the rest of them fit a little bit better than the thumb did. Okay, so I put all of those on, and obviously it was not very easy to put those on, and a lot squirted out into my cuticles while I was doing it, which I kind of removed as much of the the squeezed out gel as I could with my cuticle nippers before I fully cured it, but there is still quite a few air bubbles and stuff. Obviously these tips did not fit my nails very well. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some clear hard gel and I'm gonna fill in this little gap right here just with a very thin little liner brush. It's crazy to me how clear this hard gel is. It looks like there's nothing even in this jar. And now I'm just going to try my best to clean up the cuticle area as much as I can. I'm kind of worried about some of these bubbles that are really close to the edges of my nails and my cuticles, if they're going to make these nails lift, but hopefully they will stay on for at least a week, because it's probably how long I'm going to have them on for. So I want to try to use this mini mandrel a lot more often. It's actually so convenient and nice. And now I'm just going to use my wooden file to make sure that the free edge of these tips where they came off the form is nice and straight, and get rid of that little piece of plastic. And now I'm going to use my buffer, and I'm going to use the rougher side. And I'm just going to buff all of these tips to make sure they're nice and rough and ready for some gel polish application. Okay, before I do any nail art, I just want to put a top coat on the underside of all of these, and I did clean off the underside with some isopropyl alcohol and a brush, so that's why there's white staining on the front of the tip, so just ignore that. I'm just going to use this super crusty Madame Glam top coat because I just want to be finished with it. I may have filed these tips a little too much, I honestly can't tell. It was just really frustrating because the tips didn't fit very well, so I did my best. We're moving on. And I'm actually also going to apply base coat to all of these just to smooth them out a little bit more. Not that they really need to be smoothed out anymore, but I kind of just feel like applying a base coat since I did use primer to get rid of all of those white marks from the alcohol, and now it's just really sticky, and I just want to apply a base coat and then wipe off the sticky layer. It'll just make me happy. So that's what we're gonna do. I actually really love how these tips look and feel because they're super sturdy and they've got such a nice apex. They look like they're acrylic. If somebody saw these, they would definitely think that they're acrylic. And I think that if I was going on vacation or something and needed them to last a really long time, I would probably use these if they fit a little bit better. I mean, I guess I could still use them, but it's just annoying how they don't fit my nails very well. And yes, I know probably a lot of you are going to tell me that's probably because of the hard gel, but either way, I think they look nice, and if you have flat nail beds, I think that you would love these. For the nail art, I think I'm going to stick to doing something a little bit more simple because I saw this design on Pinterest and I basically kind of just want to recreate it. So I'm just going to start off with my black gel polish, and I'm going to put black on my middle and my ring fingernails. Wait, this black is definitely not the best black that I have. I kind of just chose it because it was the first one that I saw, and I don't really want to have to do 3 layers of this, so let me actually just go get a different one. Okay, I found my Madam Glam Perfect Black. This one is definitely my favorite black gel polish that I've tried so far because I usually only ever need 1 coat, and it's super even. And I'm going to use my liner brush to get around the cuticles because it's like 9 o'clock at night and I've had a lot of caffeine today and I'm shaky and I'm using my left hand and I'm not going to risk getting it all over my fingers and people yelling at me. Although I'm pretty sure this Madam Glam one is HEMA free. I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of Now Reserve. Lol, I still managed to get it on my skin even though I used a liner brush. Okay, I fully cured this black one because I didn't want to risk smudging it. And also, I didn't want to risk it wrinkling. So I fully cured it for a full 60 seconds. Actually, maybe I should do it for another 30 seconds. Okay, I'm not going to do it for another 30 seconds because I'm too lazy. But I'm just praying that it doesn't wrinkle. Because perfect black is always just like too good to be true. If it's that nice and even and dark, it usually wrinkles. Okay, that looks pretty good to me, and I don't see any wrinkling yet, so yay. I did cure it for like a full 90 seconds at the end there, so it should really be good now. Since I'm going to be doing like the gray and black stripes on these two, I'm actually just going to make the base color gray because it will be a lot easier to layer black over gray than layer gray over black. And I actually don't have any gray gel polish, so I'm going to have to mix up my own. So I'm just going to use a whole bunch of white and literally just the smallest bit of black because a little bit of black goes a really long way. That actually might have been too much, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, I think that actually looks really good. So let's just put a layer of that on both of them. I hope that you guys have been enjoying like the more frequent uploads recently. I've really been trying to stick to 3 videos a week, even if the videos end up being like hair related or whatever. Although I've been getting a little bit overwhelmed recently because like during the 4th of July weekend, I kind of fell behind a little bit on my like uploading schedule and my editing and my filming. So I've just been trying to like kind of catch up and still post 3 videos a week. And then I'm also live streaming tomorrow, which this will probably hopefully be uploaded on Friday. So I will have already live streamed. I'm gonna try to keep it up, but I also really don't want to get burnt out. So I'm trying to like find the balance between uploading enough so that I keep growing, but also not burning myself out and creating bad content. Because sometimes I think about YouTubers like PewDiePie or other YouTubers who upload literally once a day, and I'm like, I need to do that. Like, I should do that. There's no reason why I can't do that. But then I remember, like, my videos are literally like creating art and they take a really long time to film. And I don't have an editor. I edit them all myself and make the thumbnails and the descriptions and everything. And all of that takes a lot of time. So I'm trying to be a little bit more kind to myself and not overwork myself. But sometimes that's just like really hard because I just am always pushing myself a little bit too hard. Okay, I'm gonna try doing the stripes with just a liner brush, and this is probably gonna be really, really hard because I'm using my left hand. So I'm probably gonna have to do a lot of cleanup, and it's probably gonna take forever. So we should probably get started. And I think I'm gonna make these stripes pretty thick. I saw a couple references, and I think I like the thick stripes a little bit better than the thinner ones. This would be so much easier right now if I had airbrush paint in the color black, because I could literally just use like masking tape and then airbrush the lines on. But stupid no by summer. Why did I agree to this? Okay, it took an embarrassingly long amount of time to do those nails, and they're not perfect, but it's okay. We're just gonna go with it. So I'm just gonna top coat those really quick because they're basically done. I don't think I'm gonna do anything else to them. So we're just gonna put a nice top coat on to protect those bad boys, since I literally spent like an hour and a half just doing that. Yeah, it's embarrassing. Okay, maybe not an hour and a half, but a long time, okay? Okay, I think it would be really cool to create like a cross out of these silver rhinestones on my ring finger. Yeah, I'm not gonna follow the reference exactly. I wanna do it like a little bit different, but in that same style, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna use a few of these just regular silver crystal rhinestones. I think a lot of people don't really like these because they're not AB, but I actually really like them. I feel like they're really sparkly. And I'm gonna use this Betsy rhinestone glue gel because I have it, so like might as well use it, you know what I'm saying? And also because it has this really nice precise applicator, even though my application is very not precise at the moment because I'm using my opposite hand. So like, wow, there was really no point in using this. Okay, it's fine. And now I'm just gonna apply those in a cross shape. Also, I have to be honest with you guys, I almost failed the No Buy Summer last night. I was so close to making an $100 purchase on Temu. Like literally very close, but I persevered. And when I woke up in the morning, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I almost bought all that stuff on Temu. I'm so proud of myself for not giving in. It was a good feeling. It was a victory. I am still planning on drawing a skull on the middle finger. So on the thumb, what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna first make a heart out of chain, and then I'm gonna put one of these little silver heart charms in the center of it. I think that will be so cute. Actually, I should probably start by putting the silver heart charm so that I can make sure I make the heart out of the chain big enough. Ooh, yes. Okay. I found all of this ball chain that I have from, I think I got this from like the jewelry section of Walmart because I just love going to random like craft sections at stores whenever I'm at the store and seeing if there's something that I can buy to put on my nails because I love putting random stuff on my nails. So I think I'm going to use this to make the heart if I could ever find the end. Oh my goodness, does the end exist? I don't think it exists. Okay, new plan. We're gonna make our own end. Oh yes, this ball chain is so much easier to cut than like all of the other chains that I've used before. So nice. It's like chain spaghetti. Oh wait, that's the end I just cut. Okay. Okay, it took me literally 100 years to be happy with the placement of that first half of the heart because literally this rhinestone glue gel from Betsy is very thin, so the chain kept moving around because the chain is pretty heavy. So I switched from using that to using my McCart rhinestone glue gel because I still amazingly have a little bit of it left in here. I don't know how, but I do. So I use that because it's so much thicker, and I'm gonna use it again because yeah, definitely better to use a thicker rhinestone glue gel when you're trying to put charms on that are big or chain so that you don't have to spend 30 minutes trying to move it around and then right when you're happy with it, it moves because it's too heavy. I'm really not exaggerating when I say that it literally took me 20 minutes to do the other half of that heart because every time I would think I was okay with it, I would think that I could make it better and then I would mess it up and then the cycle would continue until I had spent so much time on it that I couldn't possibly stop until it was perfect. And I don't even know if it's perfect, but it looks like a heart, so it's fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of rhinestone glue gel on top of the chain as well so that it stays silver and doesn't like rub off into a rusty copper color. I'll also put a little bit on this heart, although I don't know if this one would rub off into a different color, but you know, just to be safe. And then I'm going to put a top coat over this entire thing. I'm going to try my best to draw a skull on my middle finger. And if it takes too long, like longer than 15 minutes, I'm definitely just going to give up and use a sticker. But I'm going to try drawing it by hand first. And then lastly, I'm going to go in with this top coat over everything, even the ones that I've already top coated, because it's really shiny and it's also really thin, so it's not going to bulk up the nails too much to go in with another top coat. Here are the finished nails. Oh, I'm so glad they're done. I'm not sure how I feel about them yet. I think I'm just kind of tired after spending so long doing them. You know what? I always tell myself I'm gonna do like a super quick, easy set. Couple hours and I'll be done. And then I end up spending 6 hours doing my nails. It's just who I am, I guess. I really hope that the next shape that they're planning on coming out with is stiletto, because that's my favorite shape. Although this square is also very nice. But I always just feel like square is just like a little too chunky or something. Anyway, cuties, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot and I really, really, really appreciate it. I really, really do. I love you all so much. I hope that you are having the most amazing day, night, week, life, cuties. Sleep well if you are going to sleep, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.